Hey guys, you are talking to Ree, where I come to talk to you about what I have either watched on TV, read in the blogs, or heard in these streets. Today is about what I've watched on TV. We are talking about Love After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 43. Y'all, this is the episode that we have been waiting for. We have been waiting for this episode. Oh my goodness, yes! Finally, it's here. Gee whiz. This is the episode where the showdown and the blowdown happens. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Guys, we are not talking about every couple. We are going to make this a relatively short video. Get straight to the meat and the potatoes. We do not need to touch on the couples like Justine and a couple of the others. I don't even want you to remember what went on there because it gave us nothing. They gave us nothing. We're getting to the drama. So let's go ahead and let's get Amber and Puppy out of the way. We start off with Amber meeting up with their homegirl, their former prison mate. And she's telling them everything that went down between her and TC. And even with her telling her friend that, oh yeah, he knows about me saying about them selling drugs, the friend still turns around and says, yeah, because it's totally Amber's fault that you and TC are arguing. Girl, what? Let me tell you something. Puppy, I need you to get yourself together because both of these so-called friends are playing in your face. Like, what? What? Oh, my goodness. So then Puppy calls Amber on the phone, runs off more of her business. And I'm just like, girl, stop running your business to her because all she's going to do is run into everybody else to make herself feel superior. When will you get it in your head, Puppy? But I'm sure after she sees this season, maybe she will. But there is too much of a codependency that Puppy has instilled in her. And we figured this out as well in regards to her and Eric's situation. Turns out that Eric has been still dealing with his soon-to-be ex-wife or now ex-wife. No, she says that they're now divorced, so his ex-wife. He still has been laying with her. And she finds that out because the ex-wife calls and tells her that. Well, she does not confront Eric about it because she's like, listen, if he throws me out, I'm not going to have anywhere to go. I'll be left with nothing but the clothes on my back and barely that. He controls whatever money that he gives me and so forth. Well, Puppy, get you a job. Get you a job because we of course we already knew from previous seasons that she has very low work ethics when she was supposed to be working and cleaning the client's home, and instead she's taking a dip in their pool drunk as a skunk. Puppy has extremely poor work ethic. And so, of course, Eric uses that to his ability because, yeah, he takes care of her, gives her a little bit, just enough to eat and put a little clothes on her back or whatever. But for the most part, he controls everything. And because he controls everything, it's like, yeah, like, you know, he feels as if he can do what he wants. I still say no to that, but he feels that way. And Amber, why do I keep saying Amber? Puppy, he's going to continue to feel that way until you get yourself some form of independence. Go back to work. Go back to work. They meet up with her mom, and she tells her mom everything that's going on. And, the mother is sad about it. And she's just like, I got to figure out a way to escape. Well, you can if you get back to work and get your own money, baby girl. Like, it's really simple. Like, go back to work. If you got to move in with your mom for a little bit, so be it. But until then, I'm sick of hearing about it. So we move on. Taylor and Chance. Okay. Chance finally tells Taylor that his son is coming in town. She's just like, why are you just now telling me this and not telling me this earlier? And he's like, listen, we're not married, so therefore you don't have to say so in this. I beg your pardon. No way Chance said that out loud. Chance, you have ruined that girl's credit. And you're talking about a say-so? She has your baby inside of her. And you're talking about a say-so. You're staying in her home. The son that you have coming in town will be coming to her home that she had prior to you getting out of prison. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? No, you're not talking about a say-so. Super rude. Taylor, I need you to get a backbone. I really need you to get a backbone because there's a difference between submission and a walking doormat. And you, my dear, are giving me doormat vibes. I'm sorry. Get you a backbone because he's going to continue on with it. Well, anyways, the son comes in town. They meet. Mind you, haven't seen his son since he was a toddler because Chance was too busy being a drug user and being in and out of prison and robbing banks and so forth. So They meet for the first time. He had reached out to him on social media. The first hug was super awkward. He comes to the house. He tell him, yeah, I got a baby on the way. And look at the family that I now am a part of. And my son is like, man, this is super awkward considering that you weren't a part of my life. But look at you now playing father role to other kids, right? Okay, fine. They go and they have a conversation separately. They go out to eat separately and they talk. And they both clear the air and, they're both crying and they getting off what needs to be got off on each other's chest. And I'm so glad that Chance took responsibility and accountability for the fact that regardless of your drug use, regardless of your prison, all of those things are actions that you took. And just owning that, yeah, like, I should have done more and I could have been there. And, the son is just like, listen, like, don't mess up again. Okay. So this is his second chance to get things right. I'm so rooting for them. I really am. Chance, don't mess this up. I know you messing up Taylor's credit, but please don't mess up this relationship with your son. Dear Lord, we move on. Let's get to the meat and the potato. Derek and Monique. Yes, guys, we have been waiting for this. OMG. So anyways, Derek is with his sisters. Monique is with her sisters. They're supposed to be meeting up in a parking lot. Why aren't they meeting up at a restaurant? Why aren't they meeting up at someone's home? No, in the middle of a parking lot. Clearly, where I come from, that sounds like somebody about to fight. That's just where I come from. I don't know, right? So Derek's sisters are just like, she brought her sisters to fight. And they come to that conclusion because all of them have been going back and forth on social media, right? Well, whether it's to fight or whether it's to clear the air, she brought her sisters as backup. It's only one Monique and it's two of you guys. The sole issue, or the initial issue, is the fact of how Monique looks. They mentioned that Monique catfished Derek. Well, she did. We're going to go ahead and admit that Monique is a beautiful girl, but we're not going to act as if Monique did not hide the bulk of her weight from Derek, where it wasn't until he met her, and we all remember that awkward meeting where it was just like, oh, like, didn't expect you to be this big. Like, clearly left off an additional 200 pounds from her resume or their conversation. She was like, oh yeah, I'm a thick girl, like I'm a thick girl, like I'm a BBW type of ordeal. And, in the black community, it's like, oh, okay, like kind of thick or whatnot, right? Like maybe 200, maybe 250 at max. Monique is well over 400 pounds. So, or she gotta be, at least. Like, she's definitely a big girl when you need an extender in your car for the seatbelt, okay? So, regardless, they all meet up and they immediately get to arguing because both of them have come there with bad attitudes. Like, Derek's sister Elizabeth is already there talking like, oh, let me tell you how something. Why are you calling them outside his name if you want this to go smoothly? And they're, the conversation escalates. And let me tell you something. Derek, for someone to say that you don't like drama, which I call BS, I think you just like to say that out your mouth just so you can say like, oh, I don't got no part of this. But when your sisters be going in on Monique's looks, you giggle, you laugh. You don't ever say to them, stop talking about my girl like that. That's not cool. All of us are not, can be talked about on a look perspective. And she's goddamn beautiful to me. You don't do any of that. Instead, you're always snickering. And this is why things has escalated, because you've never put your sisters in their place. So now things has escalated to the parking lot, and Derek's sister Elizabeth is just like, listen, let me go and walk away from him before I go and pop one of these hoes. So then Elizabeth's sister goes, well, swing. Here's my thing. I understand that Derek's sister is a trans woman, right? I understand that completely. Identifies as a woman. I understand that. But biologically, she was born, a male. And you never, no cis woman, no biological woman should be fighting a biological male. 98% of the time you are going to lose. Regardless of what they identify as now, biologically, I'm talking about down to the DNA, you're going to lose. Because the DNA has things built a certain way. So you had no business challenging a trans woman at all. That is my personal opinion. That is no disrespect to anyone in the LGBTQ community. This is just science. And what I'm speaking of regarding facts. And for someone with a strong science background such as myself, that is what I'm speaking on. Is that no cis woman should be trying to fight a trans woman. Period. No way you should be saying, well, swing, well, swing. Okay, well, he gets out that car. I mean, she gets out that car. Elizabeth comes, swings, and knocks her sister clear to the ground. And now everybody is fighting. Let me tell you something. Between Monique and her sisters, first off, it's three of y'all. Y'all should have already mopped the floor with both of Derek's sisters, right? Not only that, between the three of y'all, it's over a ton in weight. Hands down. Over a ton in weight. All of them, between the three of them, are over a ton. There is no way where Elizabeth and the other sister, I forget her name, the petite one, should have been getting with y'all. No way that should have happened. I was shocked at what I saw. And Monique, I don't know what she was doing. Like, the arms was moving too slow. Let me tell you something. The next time you and Derek get into it and you go to put your hands on him like you showed in the previous episode, or you go and you threaten him with a fight like in the episode before that, when you do all of that, Derek need to go ahead and say, stop playing with me before I get my sisters to whoop your tail. Because now we know that they can do it. We know for a fact now they can do it. That don't make no sense of what went down, okay? But yeah, so that was this episode. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. I want to hear everyone's thoughts on that fight. That fight was super weak, but I'm super astonished and shocked by Monique's sisters. And her sister had no business trying to fight a trans woman. Point blank, period. You're going to lose 98% of the time, regardless of size. Okay? Bye, guys.